Hi everyone, my name's Lynda Gaiao and welcome to this week's edition. This week we're moving into trait 25, innocence. And one of the themes here is about returning to the innocence of self. And what does that actually even mean? If we can come to the base or the core of our true expression of what we're here to live, to work, to be in this life, this is returning to the innocence of self. And when we look at the human design in the BG5 system, we're talking about undifferentiated consciousness. And this is about uniqueness, about everybody being a unique being. Now, some people take that as to say, I'm off on my own mission and I'm going to do my own thing as myself. But there's a bigger picture to that. There is each person connecting into what it means to be themselves in this life, this innocence of self, this deep connection to knowing who you are. And then there's the connection to the greater whole. Almost like a big puzzle, and each of us is a piece in that puzzle. Each piece is unique, but if each piece went off and did their own thing without connecting to the rest of the pieces, then the greater picture, the greater puzzle, the greater whole of everything would not be able to function and be as amazing as it could be. And so when we're talking about returning to the innocence of self, it's about this ability to go within and to connect to yourself, to know who you are, to know what all your strengths, traits, and gifts and talents are in this life, and to be able to live as a unique expression of that. Now, all of us have been through COVID-19, and we're still going through it in many respects. But one of the great things that COVID brought to the world is this opportunity for us to hit the pause button, to be able to kind of eject or disconnect from the usual fast-paced go, do attitude and the way that we live our lives. And ultimately, to be able to return to the innocence of self, this is something that we all need to do. We all need to hit the pause button. We all need some space, some time to disconnect and just really investigate and delve within to go, well, who am I and what am I about? One of the other great things that's happened as a result of COVID-19 is social distancing. Now, in both the human design and BG5 system, we talk about this energetic frequency, this energetic or this non-verbal expression of all of our traits and gifts. Now, when we have space from other human beings, so 1.5, 2 meters, 3 meters away from other human beings, we get to be in that energy as a true expression of that. But as soon as we on top of other people all the time and, kind of bumping into other human beings, there's kind of this mixing and this potentially charging and potentially amplifying of energy of other beings around us. And so when we think about COVID-19, not only did it give us an opportunity to take a pause from the bigger picture, the collective go energy, but even in a day-to-day perspective, so in our day-to-day interactions with other human beings, there's been this opportunity to have space. Now, this week is really important for us to take that space, to take that pause and to go, who am I? How can I return to this innocence of self and really connect to who I am? And one of the things that you may really want to consider here is if we wanting to look at bringing change and innovation and new things into life, we often need this disconnection from what we're doing. And that spaciousness, that pause allows new things to come in. And then we can come back in and we can reconnect with the world around us and we can bring in that innovation and that new thing. The 25 of innocence has a trait on the other side, the 51, and this is around shock and initiation. And so what you may notice this week is potentially some challenging, shocking, or initiating experiences that may present themselves to you. The 25 is all about being steadfast, being able to land on your feet and to have this steady energy that no matter what shocking, challenging, or initiating experiences come across our path, we're able to land on 2 feet, and actually they give us an opportunity to go deeper into the innocence, into experiencing who we are as human beings. When we talk about the 25th trait, it's also about universal love. And universal love in this context within the human design and BG5 system is about loving all things, not only humans, but being able to love a flower in just as a profound way as what you can love a human being. It's this universal and undiscriminatory love for all things. Now, when we start with ourselves and we can find this universal love for all that we are and be a unique expression of that, and we can extend that out to everything on this planet, to every human being, that each one of them can be have this universal love quality to it where we're not discriminating. The world that we get to live in is going to be a radically different one from the one that we're living in now. Now, if you're running a business and you're listening to me talk about universal love and innocence and return to the self, you may be wondering, how does this really fit into the context of running a business? And I would say to you that it's highly important. Yes, to run a business, there is always going to be competition within your teams, in your business, and competition between your business and other businesses. But if we look at the concept of uniqueness, what that ultimately means is that it's unique. There isn't anything else like it. So when we can truly honor and know who we are and be an expression of that, we get to bring something that is truly unique into the world that no one else can copy. No one else, well, they can try to copy it, but it's never going to be authentic. So it has real validity and importance within the business world, because the ability for us to bring through uniqueness means that we can deliver a product, a service, a business in a way that no one else on the planet can do. And so taking the time to pause and to really allow yourself to return to the innocence of self is going to, in a sense, be a competitive advantage for your team members and for your business as a whole. So as you're moving through this week, what I'm really going to encourage you to do is to start with taking care of yourself first. I want you to really take the time and the space that you need to return to that innocence of self, to really discover who you are and what you are here to contribute in this life. What does universal love mean when applied to yourself and when extended out to all life on this planet and all things on this planet? That return to the innocence of self is really going to be the theme for this week, and I'd really encourage you to explore that as much as possible. Connecting to that stability of the energy that the 25 brings, and even if you go through initiating and shocking or challenging experiences, just being stable in that. And remember to never get pressured into moving into action from any place of your shadow or your not self. You want to always follow your decision-making strategy. And if that innovation and change is to come through and to be a part of your life this week, then this withdrawal and this pause is going to be necessary for that to come through. Such a beautiful energy to have this week. And one of the things that I just wanted to mention as we come to a close here is that the 25th trait is the only trait in the entire system that has the word healing attached to it. And in the spiritual or esoteric world, the word healing does get thrown around quite a lot. And in terms of what Ra wanted to share with this is that when you're operating correctly and when you're living as yourself, it doesn't mean that we won't get sick or that we won't have illnesses. It just means that you get the illness that is correct for you. And in order to have the capacity to heal, one needs to take space, to take time, to press the pause button, and to be able to be a true expression of yourself. And if it's part of the plan for your body to move through the healing process, then it does. I think a lot of what I see out in the world there is people always feel that, if they have an illness or if they get sick, that they've done something wrong. And that could possibly be the truth, because dysfunction or living in our shadow can create illness. But even if you're operating correctly, illness can happen. And in order for the body to heal, there's just this returning to the innocence of self in order for that pausing and that withdrawal for that to happen. I'd be really interested to see how this trait 25's energy shows up for you this week. So if you've got any comments, or if you have any questions or any suggestions about things that you would like to see me speaking about on this channel, then please pop those in the comments below. And each week I talk about the energy that's around. And so if you want to stay up to date with when those videos are released, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for listening today, and I look forward to chatting to you again next week. Have a beautiful week, everyone. Bye for now.